And welcome back to the Baggies Podcast YouTube channel, where of course we're giving you the latest news, views and opinions. Today I'm bringing you a transfer update because we have signed another new player, our second signing of the summer. We have confirmed the signing of Matt Clarke from Brighton, which is fantastic, on a season-long loan. We're going to be talking all about him, getting my reaction from the fan base, and essentially working out what exactly he's going to bring to West Bromwich Albion, which I think is a very astute signing, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him playing. But of course, I'm going to get into all of the details of the deal and talking about what exactly he's going to bring to the club. Obviously, another centre-back joining, potentially suiting his mouth system, so we're going to be talking all about that. But if you're new around here, before we get into this video, make sure you're subscribing to the Baggies Podcast YouTube channel. If you're new around here, be sure to subscribe because there's plenty more content coming your way this season. Match day vlogs, transfer updates, podcast every week coming up back when the season starts. So if you want to get involved in all of that, you want to get that all into your inbox, make sure you subscribe and press the notification bell to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Make sure to leave a like, and I want to hear your thoughts on our new signing of Matt Clarke in the comments below. Let's get straight into this video, all about Matt Clarke, our new West Bromwich Albion signing. So, who exactly is this Matt Clarke fella joining us on a season-long loan? Well, he's 24 years old, he plays for Brighton, and he is a centre-back, left-footed as well. And he's never actually played for Brighton, is the fun fact. He's been on loan at Derby over the past couple of seasons. You may remember him playing us in the season where Bilic was our manager. He played in that game where we won towards the end of the season. I remember him playing that one. So he's been on loan at Derby over the past couple of seasons. Obviously, Derby not doing so well themselves, unfortunately, seeing them go into some financial difficulty, but he has decided to join West Bromwich Albion this season after being at Derby for the past couple of seasons, which is a very good deal. It's nice to see another new face coming through the door, the second new face after Alex Mowat, of course, signing under Valérien Ismaël for the first signing a couple of weeks ago. If you haven't seen the video on Alex Mowat, make sure you do. It'll be on our playlist, which is called West Bromwich, the Baggies Podcast Content 2021-22 season. So all of our podcast content, all of our videos, our YouTube videos, all that jazz will be under that playlist, so you can check that out. And it's all easily accessible on our YouTube channel, so make sure you go and subscribe to that. But if you want to listen to that about Alex Mowat, go and check that out. I recommend you do so. But what does the deal entail with Matt Clarke? Firstly, it's a season-long loan, so until next July, I suppose, or next May, if you like. He'll be our player, and he'll be playing for us. It was thought to be permanent originally. Brighton were pretty stubborn on the fee, though. Apparently, £5 million was required to buy him, and apparently they were very stubborn. They wouldn't move from that, and then we just decided to go, well, can we have him on loan instead? And they've said yes, which is fantastic. I assume that there will be a kind of like option to buy, but I think we know his price. So should he do well for us, it's probably likely that we'll sign him. This is sort of a good opportunity to check him out, see what sort of a player he is, see if he suits what Valérien Ismaël wants to do, and then if not, it's a no-risk signing. You just send him back to Brighton. I'm surprised he hasn't got the first team minutes after the great season he had at Derby. Lots of Derby fans saying some very positive things about him. Sheffield United were also interested and linked with him, but we were the only ones who were willing to get involved in any bidding war, which made it quite simple for us to go and get a deal for him. Brighton have a lot of depth, especially in that English centre-back department. They've got Lewis Dunk, they've got Ben White, they've got Adam Webster as well in there, in terms of, and Dan Burn as well. So there's 4 already centre-backs that you can name. So Matt Clarke not necessarily needed for now. He joined Brighton in 2019 from Portsmouth, which cost £3 million, and he now, of course, is playing for Brighton. Has been on loan at Derby for the past couple of seasons. Now, Derby fans have been really upset about this move, which is always a good sign, saying, he's a fantastic centre-back. He's really carried the back line over the past couple of seasons. I spoke to a Derby fan only this morning who said that, he was a fantastic player and he's just brilliant, and they're really upset that they can't manage to keep him. Obviously, Brighton got lots of depth in that centre-back position, so they're always likely to try and offload him for a profit that they've already had. It's a strange move at 24 years old to have what is probably your third loan spell after joining Brighton. But I guess for development, centre-backs tend to peak at around 30 years old, especially in the modern game as fitness and technology becomes more prominent. Then he can be able to get some more minutes under his belt under Valérien Ismaël at West Brom. But I do think it's a very interesting move. It's a very astute piece of business because in terms of what he can bring to the club, I think he's got a lot of strength, a lot of quality and a lot of ability for me, because he was very comfortable on the ball when I watched him for Derby. He's left-footed. He'll be the only left-footed centre-back at the club at the moment. Obviously, we've got Bartley, we've got Ajayi, we've got Kipre, and we've got O'Shea. All 4 of those are right-footed centre-backs. This guy, Matt Clarke, is left-footed and solely left-footed. So therefore, if you want to play the 3 at the back formation that Valérien Ismaël is likely to want to play, it's perfect for him, because he's going to be able to get Matt Clarke on the left side of the defence and able to ping balls down the line. He's very adept at ball playing, as I said. He's bringing the ball out from the back. He's going to be spraying long passes, and he's going to provide that real strength in depth and centre back position. I think he's probably going to be a starter, to be honest. For first want of a better word, he's going to be probably first choice centre back, I think, in that back 3, along with Semi Ajayi. And I don't know. Obviously, Carl Bartley could potentially be on his way. But obviously we don't know what Valérien Ismaël is thinking. We don't know what's in his head, who he actually plans on playing in that back 3, because Ajayi and Bartley could be playing no part in that at all. So, but if you wanted to see my lineup and who I think Ismaël's going to pick, Matt Clarke is in that lineup, and there's a new video on the channel about that now, so be sure to go and check that out. But his passing range, I think, is going to really excite Ismaël. I think the fact that he can really spray those long balls. Only one of the other left-sided centre-back completed more long balls than him in the Championship last season, with a fantastic accuracy. I think his pass accuracy is like 78%, which is very good for a centre-back who played quite lower down in the Championship last season. Obviously, remember Derby going into a bit of financial trouble, and that meant that they were pretty low down in the league, points deductions and all that jazz. So there, that sort of stuff marring over the club. But I think Matt Clarke could bring a lot to the club and bring something different. I think a bit of ball-playing centre-back ability, perfect for Valérien Ismaël's system, going to be able to come out of that left-hand side and cause problems, which I think is always going to be a good thing. I think he's going to work very well. And obviously only one of the left-sided centre-back completed more long balls than him in the division, which I think is a pretty good stat in itself. Therefore, I think Matt Clarke is going to flourish. He got 2.8 tackles and interceptions per 90, which I think is a very good record. He's obviously working hard to keep his game going, because obviously he's been at Derby for the past couple of years, not quite managed to break into the Brighton side, but I do think that shows a lot of resilience and a lot of determination that you want to come to a Championship club. I'm not surprised he hasn't decided to join Derby, because relegation is looking a bit uncomfortable for them. However, I do feel that Matt Clarke is going to be a very good answer to our centre-back problem. It probably means that we won't go for Keane Bryan, who I did say that we should sign. Obviously, these Matt Clarke rumours have only surfaced over the past 4 days or so. It's not been very recent, and obviously John Percy from Daily Telegraph confirmed this move that was going to be on the cards, medical set and all that jazz. And then obviously we've had the confirmation that he has joined us on loan, which is fantastic, and I look forward to seeing him in an Albion shirt. He had 4.3 clearances in per 90, which I think is very good, and I think it's just worth highlighting that that's a very good, very good. Obviously, playing at the bottom of the table, he's going to have more pressure on his back line. It's going to be a test to see how he plays at the top of the table. Obviously, working very hard to improve his game, but how is he going to do at the top of the table when there's less things to do potentially? I hope we'd be at the top of the table anyway. But I know that Valérien Ismaël is highlighting that sort of ball-playing element of our centre-backs and wants to really invest in that and wants to really take that forward. In terms of more other things, there's plenty of things that Derby fans have been saying about him and how they've been very impressed with what they saw. So he's quite stalwart in defence, very, very big, very strong. However, I do believe that he's going to really, really do well. He's set to, he's come on loan for the season. He's been on loan for Derby for the past 2 seasons. Therefore, he's done a very good job and has proved his worth in the Championship. So potentially, are we going to give him the step up to the Premier League? I think if we give him the step up to the Premier League, if we get promoted, I think that's probably likely. Brighton fans are pretty upset because they want to see him given the chance, but maybe Graham Potter has just thought maybe not just quite ready yet. So it could be one that we see him develop, and obviously we could give Brighton the idea that he's the one that they want. He does look at. I think he is he's not particularly blessed for pace. But I do think down the left-hand side, I think of that back 3, I think spraying the balls over the top to somebody like Townsend, I think it could work perfectly. And I think, what more would you want really from your centre-back to bring the ball out from the back? Obviously not blessed with pace really. The thought of somebody running at him isn't great, but obviously got certainly a Ajayi in that back line, probably, potentially even Cedric Kipre, who's also very fast in himself. So it could not be all doom and gloom for Matt Clarke. I do think it's a good signing. I'd rate it a 7 out of 10. It's just a solid signing for Albion. I think it's strength in depth, perfect, gives you a bit more depth in that centre-back position, gives you a bit more options. But yeah, that is my thoughts on Matt Clarke. That's what he could bring to the club. Fantastic ball-playing centre-back, nice little range of passing, and of course very good, tough in the tackle, strong, and it's all you really want in your defender, especially if they're playing on the left side of a black three. But that does bring me to the end of this video, all about Matt Clarke, our brand new signings, joined West Bromwich Albion on a season-long loan. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you think about our new signing. But without further ado, if you're new around here, subscribe. There's plenty more content coming. Turn your notifications on to never miss an upload. And I'll see you in the next video about the next hopeful signing. Goodbye.